Hey, audacious beast, welcome back to my channel. My name is Scottyallenday. Today I am sitting inside of my truck instead of my big old charter bus. It is a gray, gloomy, wet day outside. So last night I was busy watching WrestleMania. I really enjoyed the way, the drama, everything that unfolds. And I was watching the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul match. Now, I've followed Logan Paul all the way from Vine. I believe he was, even before Vine, I believe he was also on Blog TV. But I've followed him from Vine to YouTube to everything else. I mean, all the hoopla, all the controversy. I've followed this guy from day one when he first started on the platform, on YouTube and on social media. And then he grew and he went into, he did boxing, and then he went into MMA, and then he went into wrestling, and now he basically went on to the grand stage of entertainment. Now this is next to impossible for the average person. Next to impossible. This is a work of a pure genius. But the problem is what can we learn from this? One of the biggest lessons that we could possibly learn from this is don't let anybody get you down. Logan Paul has dealt with more hate, in my opinion, on social platforms than anybody in history. He has been slammed by cancel culture repeatedly. It's just like he received an F5 from Brock Lesnar once every 2, 3, 4 months for the stuff that he kept pulling. He started off being the dabbing queen, and somebody turned around and made a ABBA parody for Dancing Queen, and aimed it at Logan Paul for the dabbing queen. And then Logan Paul went to the Olympics, and every time the United States win, he'd make sure that he's somewhere where a camera is, and he'd dab like crazy. And he was the center of social media attention, getting constant hate from just about everybody. Now, what can we learn from it? That you can be arrogant, but you need to be hard-headed. You need to focus on what you want to focus on. And if it gets to be too much, just move on. Ignore the negativity in your life. That is pretty much what Logan Paul is teaching us. Ignore the negativity and never stop improving. We've gotten this from Casey Neistat. Never stop improving. Never stop reaching your maximum potential. Now, I stopped doing that, and I've regretted it ever since. When I worked for the music industry, and when I worked for the tour industry, and I set up the grandest rock band stages in the country. I set up the biggest rock concerts people went to. I mean, just about. I mean, I've set up Monsters of Rock. I've set up Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzfest. Ozfest, Blizzfest, whatever people wanted to be able to call. We called it the Blizzard of Oz because that's where people came from. And that's what people called it until they said, no, just call it Ozfest. It's easier, it's better in marketing. But we called it the Blizzard of Oz. When the first one came out, we were supposed to be calling it the Blizzard of Oz, but then instead they changed it to Ozfest. They didn't want a copyright violation from Disney. But the thing is ignore the negativity and just keep pushing forward. Maximize your true potential. And that's what Logan Paul is teaching us. He's saying, don't be afraid to take a risk. Because you never know if that risk is going to help you more than hurt you. Now, I kind of spotted this when I was going to VidCon, and I think it was my third VidCon. Yeah, it was my third VidCon, because I bought the industry pass, and I was able to go all the way up to the upper level. I could have all the food. I could have free beer. It was like the cream of the crop type thing. I mean, you paid a lot of money for it. And Logan Paul and Rice Gum, which I haven't even heard or seen from Rice Gum in eons. But Logan Paul was rumored to be able to go to VidCon, but VidCon didn't want Logan Paul there. So Logan Paul went and he stormed VidCon. They went through the fountains and they had everybody gathered around him with the fountains, and then he went inside and went to go upstairs, and they had security running, chasing him all around the building, and then coming back down, and they kicked him out of VidCon. It was so controversial what Logan Paul did that it even made the national news. But the only thing is, it made the national news because he wanted it to. He wanted the news because he wanted his name to go out there. Now he has his Prime energy drink that he has all the time. He has all kinds of revenue, and he's worth over $50 million. The thing is he constantly keeps pushing to reach new heights. And nobody else tells him what to do. So that's pretty much what he's telling us is, man, if you want to get somewhere in life, you got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep taking risks, even if it's a small one. You don't have to go into the extreme like I have. He basically said on camera when he went into that one mall when they were doing the looting in Arizona, and he filmed part of it, he said that was the dumbest mistake I've ever made. And cancel culture tried to get him canceled for days on end. YouTube tried to cancel him for days on end. He kept pushing forward. He admitted the mistake. He said, yeah, I'm sorry. He kept pushing forward. And then he started boxing. Then he started doing MMA. Then he ended up with the controversial fights between him and Floyd Mayweather. He went into MMA for a while. And then now he's doing WWE, flying off the top ropes. He's having the time of his life. You're sitting him watching him smiling while he's doing it. Nobody could do that. Nobody in life could be able to jump around doing ping pong, make a beeline bullet right to where he's going. Who knows, maybe before long he's going to end up with a title belt around his waist. A celebrity going into the ring and doing this type of stuff and then walking around and eventually ending up with a title belt. He lost the match anyways, but it's what he's teaching us. Life has endless possibilities. You just need to fight for it. So what is he really teaching us? He's teaching us a lot, but you have to open your eyes and you have to watch where you're going. Remember when you were a kid, your mom kept saying, watch where you're going? Well, I think that's what we need to really start doing. Instead of complaining about others and complaining about other people's thoughts, trying to shut people down, trying to cancel people, we need to start watching where we're going. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I've learned a lot. And it just made you stop and think a little bit, even though it was a very good match. It was an exciting match. But I actually stopped and because I followed this man for so long, it actually made me realize what I've been doing wrong. So what do you guys think? I want to hear anything and everything that you got to say about this video. Because, you know, this is kind of my documentation of maybe I am a fan. So let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Did you watch the match? Have you followed Logan Paul? What have you learned about Logan Paul? Drop it in the comment section below. Also, take one moment, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you don't miss another video. Let your friends and family know. Be kind of fun to be able to see more people join the channel. Till next time, keep on rocking.